Hopefully you can hear me as we return back. I'm not sure what's customary here, so at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I decided to pop it back on. So if you are able to hear, would you please make sure that you let me know? Or do I have to send a new link for the second period? I'll give you a couple of quick stats while we're waiting. And you have my screensaver on my camera. That's not very exciting, so let's put this back up there. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Hayward, just wanted to give an update on their record. They're 5-5-4. They are an independent. They lost, or they tied Madison West. And if you've been following anything over in that area, Madison has been up and down and all around for this season. Four ties. That seems like an awful lot to me. I think I gave you the stat in the beginning that Hayward has scored 31 goals. That was not. Well, I don't know if that's accurate or not accurate because I got two different sets of stats here. That was for the entire game. We'll take that back. So that is accurate. In the first period, they've skated even with their opponents, 7-7. Hurricanes are hitting the ice with a minute left. Abrick has been having, I think, a pretty good season if I remember looking at his numbers before I got up here. 936 save percentage. That's pretty good. 2 shutouts. That's pretty good. He's been in net all of the minutes that they have played, so 14 games, 749 minutes. Coach Buckles is now coming back out onto the bench. 30 seconds left. And now your Warriors are coming back out onto the ice. As I mentioned before, this is an old style hockey rink. We do have a set of heaters that's going over half the bleachers. The visitors do not have heaters. Obviously, send a message. Your Warriors are down 1-0. That's the final horn for the intermission. It looks like we're going to have the Buckles line that's going to be out there first. Sowers out in net. I was told at the hotel, and I didn't have a chance to share this, Cam Beek was suspended for this game based on some contact that happened with him and a Brookfield player. Warriors giving chase, and it's saved, and a player comes in and tries to check it away from Caleb. Caleb puts his stick up. He's not happy that somebody's slashing on his hand. The official goes over and tells the Hayward player to make sure that he's not hitting the goalie. 16:52. It's really hard to see here. I got a bad angle of the glass, just like you do. I can't get the camera up any higher, because if I do, I can't see it. And I'm doing a average to below average job of getting you the pictures as it is. Warriors still have it in their zone, unable to clear. Hayward has an opportunity, trying to set it up. Takes it through the slot, back to his defenseman, fires it at the net. Sauer is able to tip it away. And he tries to wrap around from Hayward, and it's frozen. 16-19. There's one of the shots. Now we have Holtz, Baxter, Carson Schramm, and Carter Flagner. One back by Schramm, gives it to Flagner. Flagner gives it to Holtz, tries to get it off the board, ends up going wide instead to Schramm. Schramm tries to hold it in, dumps it back into the zone, and here comes Caleb Baxter. Centers, and it's shot high. Perfect opportunity right there for the Warriors to try and score right off the whistle. Right in the beginning of this period. Hayward now clears. Carson Schramm dumps it back in, trying to set it up. Abrick goes and plays it behind, holds it into the zone. Hayward looks to set it up, clear. And they do. They have somebody at the blue line, and Caleb Sauer with a save. The blocker save goes out front. Nobody picking up the crashing Hayward Hurricane player, and he's able to drive it easily into the net with Caleb still down on his knees. Our defense and back check wasn't quite there and didn't catch up, and Hayward was able to hammer one home. We're down now 2-0. And that is not good for your Warriors without Cam Beek. Dylan Sauer now wins it. Can't understand what the announcer said, but obviously Hayward scored. Waupun does get it back into the zone. Cole Camphouse now is trying to get physical. That's the one thing I would say also I haven't seen out of the Warriors yet this game. Now Leafy, and Hayward goes in and checks hard. Leafy tries to wrap it around, loses it out to the center. Now Camphouse knocks him off with a puck, and there goes Tyler Flagner. Flagner tries to get the breakout up to Braden Van de Zan. Van de Zan dumps it into the zone. Dump back in around the backside of the net. Camphouse not hearing the whistle. Runs into number 7 from Hayward, who was still going in even though it was an offsides. Number 7. Okay, Delisle. Delisle was one of the starters. I was able to pick up that, but from there I can't understand what the announcer's saying. It's probably is happening with me as well. Here is the reality. At 14:47 left in the second period, your Warriors are down at 2-0. And now they're trying to get it back into the zone. Ridden off. Jarrett gives it to Malachi. Back to the center. Jarrett tries to get in and he gets his stick tied up. And we have a penalty. And now Carter Flagner is taken down. He gives a shove. Trying to make sure that he can get out of there. He didn't like that there was a cheap shot. Trying to make sure. I think the Warriors are not going to take this being physically pounded anymore, and it's time for them to turn up the heat. We have an interference that's called instead of a check from behind, so the Warriors will go on the power play. Warrior power play has at 90%, while Hayward's penalty kill is only at 8%, if I remember correctly. When I was looking at the stats again, nope, 10% is their power play. Their penalty kill is at 87%. So let's hope that our Warriors can take advantage. I'm not sure what's happening with the coach over from the Hurricanes, but he's complaining about something. Caleb Baxter's trying to find out what it is. Looks like both sides are going to give a warning to maintain their composure. Warning. So our power play will be Schramm, Holtz. Carter Schramm wins it to Carter Flagner. Flagner to Colin Holtz. Holtz out of the zone to Carter Flagner. Caleb Baxter is out there also. The Hurricanes trying to take control. Here comes Carter Flagner, is able to dangle it into the zone, takes a quick shot, and nobody on the back door on that rebound. And it's getting poked away from Hayward, who's able to knock it off. Very physical with their stick checks, and the Warriors are not used to that. They typically are the ones that are doing that, and it's turned over. Hayward now has pressure, and the Warriors go back pressure on to get that puck out of there, and here comes Caleb Baxter on. Baxter with control, trying to get this set up. Here he comes through the middle of the ice. Ends up losing it off his stick, is able to give it to Flagner. Flagner again is able to walk it in, trying to get it set up. Takes a shot, and it's a save by Abrick. Flagner with a hard wrist shot right into Abrick's belly. Now we have Malachi was in center. Loses it, but gives it back to Cole Camphouse. Camphouse to Barron. Barron drops it. Jarrett. Jarrett centers it. Stick. And there's Malachi. Had a perfect opportunity there on the back door, but Abrick was able to hold his post tight. Barron now wraps it around. Tries to hold it in. Feeds it back over to Malachi. Malachi looks. Gives it back out to Barron. Barron is looking cross ice over to Camphouse. Camphouse takes a shot. And Abrick with a save. Your Warriors have been putting some pressure on trying to get one of those goals back. 46 seconds left in the penalty. 13-17 left in the second period. Penalty. 13-17 left in the second period. Penalty. 13-17. Malachi, Jarrett, Barron, the Buckles line. Cole Camphouse, Griffin Leafy. Camphouse, Griffin Leafy. Tosses the center for Hayward. Tosses the center. He's not happy with it. Lets the lineman know. Here comes 17 now. In for the center. End up wins it to the Warriors, but then it's poke checked away, and Griffin Leafy trying to set it up. Takes it all the way back. Gives it to Camphouse. Camphouse back to Leafy. Leafy is trying to gain control, and Hayward has put a little bit of pressure on. Now we got it put on. Malachi tries to take a slap shot. Wraps it back around. Jarrett comes in, tries to pick it up. After the Hayward player missed it. Jarrett's being pinned against the board. Barron and Malachi giving support. That's Malachi who's pinned. Jarrett now goes hard in after it and tries to cross ice and does over to Leafy, and it ends up chipping out of the zone. Leafy goes back and dumps it back in. Abrick goes back and plays it behind. And now Hayward gains control. 2 seconds left. 12:31 left in the second period. The Warriors had a couple of opportunities, but were unable to score. Carson Schramm was able to give it up, but Carter Schramm was offside. 12:19 left in the second period. Your Warriors are down 2-0. Bus ride. Does that have anything to do with how the Warriors are playing? Let's hope not. Baxter now picks it up, wraps it around. Carter Schramm goes in hard, gives it. Flagner picks it up, tries to drive it, and it's held in. Schramm then loses it, and there's a breakaway to number 4 for Hayward. He's going to take it in, stops it on breaks, and your Warriors trying to poke check it out. It comes free. Carter Flagner going into the corner to pick it up. Wraps it around, goes right back to Hayward. And now Hayward sets it up behind the net. They have somebody crashing again in the slot. And they finally get a breakaway. Here goes Colin Holtz. Colin Holtz is able to bring it into the zone, tries to dangle, has it poke checked away, but goes into the corner hard with Caleb Baxter there to support. Holtz and Baxter centers it back out, and Hayward lofts it off of the ceiling. Trying to clear. Stays in the Hurricane zone. 11:24 left in the second period. Warriors have outshot Hayward 12-5, but Hayward has had high quality opportunities. Now we have Sauer, Van de Zan, and Flagner with Leafy and Camphouse. Sauer tries to win it forward. Gives to number 14 from Hayward. Now clears. And now here comes the Hurricanes on the attack. Cole Camphouse able to hold it in. The defenseman tries to cut it off of the official. Now it's in for the Warriors. Dylan Sauer is able to try and pick it up. Goes behind the net. Does try and pick a stick check and loses it. Dylan Sauer back in there trying to battle, trying to knock him off. Goes for the puck. Tries to hold it in the zone. And I think that a penalty is going to be called on Dylan Sauer for tripping. He's in there battling, trying to pick up the puck, ends up losing it. And now we'll see what your Warriors are made of. Down 2-0. Going on the penalty kill. 10:49. Certainly looks like Sauer is frustrated. I would say that all of the Warriors look frustrated. 10:49. Hayward wins it. It's cleared, and now the Warriors have been able to pick it up, and this has been their strength. There goes Holtz, or Baxter, turns it over to Holtz, but now there's no back check. Hayward tries to break it up into the zone, is able to bring it in, tries to get it in the corner, and Carson Schramm now gives it to Baxter. Baxter picks it up again. Here come the Warriors. Here Colin Holtz is going with him. Holtz dumps, and hits it right off of Baxter's head. Dumps, and hits it right off of Baxter's head. Dumps, and hits it. I'm telling you, everything that can go wrong for the Warriors is going wrong. First of all, the bus driver did not have the right coordinates. I shouldn't say that. The GPS did not take them to the right city. So they ended up spending an extra 2 hours on the bus. Now they're on the bus for 6 hours. Their legs seem to be shot. I find out that I'm going to be trying to broadcast from the end of the rink on top of one of the locker rooms. Not ready for that. 1:15 left on the penalty. Your Warriors are trying to do everything they can to kill it. They do. And now it's dumped down in. Baron Buckles goes in with a forecheck. And Abrick clears, but doesn't. And Abrick clears up into the netting. Face off down here in the Warrior offensive zone. Just saw Griffin Leafy talking to Cole Camphouse. Jared Buckles is in at center. You can see again the Warriors have their heads down a little bit. This has been the Hurricanes, and Baron Buckles had a chance off of the faceoff. Abrick does a nice job of holding his net. Now Baron Buckles able to pick it up. Jared goes down into the corner. Jared is able to hold it down in the zone. Doing a nice job of killing off time. 52 seconds left in the penalty. Baron Buckles goes to put pressure on, goes to try and knock 17 off with a puck. Here comes Baron back behind the net, ends up losing the player. He's coming hard on the back check. Jarrett goes to try and pick up the zone. Here goes Cole Camphouse. Ends up stopping their original rush. And now the Hurricanes are trying to set it up. It stays into the zone, just barely. Held in. Baron Buckles does a check to try and get it off. Knocks the guy to his knees. Camphouse has it. Clears off the ice. Down the ice first is Jared Buckles, but Abrick is able to play it around the net, give it to his player. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Now here comes Hayward. Up center ice. Now goes wide. Into the center. Nice job by Carter Flagner to able to do a stick check. And that's the end of the penalty. And the call is interference on Carter Flagner. Officials aren't paying attention to the jabbering that's taking place, so the coaches are trying to get their attention. This Carter was doing a little bit of jawing. I know that's hard to believe, but it was happening. 1 second of a 5-on-3, so it shouldn't be much, but the Warriors are on their far change. So by the time they get somebody out on the ice, it could be dangerous. Won by the Warriors. Carson Schramm is now back. Hayward is able to get it back into the center again for an opportunity, and a drive shot, and it's wide of Sauer. Sauer ends up over sliding. Penalty set up. Hayward trying to work it down underneath. They have two guys in the mid slot looking for a rebound. They get it, and then Sauer is able to freeze it, or the official loses sight. 1:38 left in the Warriors penalty kill. Carson Schramm around, gets it down, and now here comes the Warriors again. They always do a hard forecheck. Abrick able to play it. Holtz had a perfect opportunity, picked it up, and Abrick was just able to get back into the net with his stick and able to put it into the corner. Holtz had an open net that was in there from a hard forecheck from Caleb Baxter, who was able to feed it back out to him, and unable to put it away. So we have Baxter, Holtz. It looks like, I think it's Sauer and Schramm. Out on the ice. Hayward now. Tries to skate in the center, and again, Colin Holtz is able to get a stick on it and stop them from coming up forward. 17 from Hayward. Does a little bit of dangling, then off of the wall. Is encouraged by his coach to go ahead, drive hard. Warriors were able to chip it away, but Hayward goes wide. Hurricane was still in the zone. gives it back. Number 17. Now it's checked away. Here comes Colin Holtz. He's got an opportunity. Takes a shot, leaves a juicy rebound out center, but nobody is there. Baxter finishes his check, which would have been okay in a typical situation, but we are on a penalty kill. Carson Schramm is able to go pick it up. Jared Buckles goes in hard, tries to knock him free of the puck. Dylan Sauer now with it, clears it off of the board, and it's going to go in to the corner. Abrick plays it back behind the net. Jared Buckles gives chase. Takes away the passing lane, but he doesn't. The Hurricanes able to get it out. Here comes number 20 for the Hurricanes down the center and then goes wide. Again, your Warriors look a little bit slow. That looks like they're a little bit sluggish from that bus ride. It's the first time I've really seen a team outplaying us in a period. Actually, two periods. Both teams are at full strength. Waupun ends up killing it off. But now let's see if they have enough to get it out of the zone and actually get it set up and try and get one of these back before the end of the period. With 6:40 left, centered. Caleb Sauer is able to freeze it. 6:37 left in the period. Warriors have 16 shots on net with nothing going in. Abrick is doing a good job of holding his own. It's 9:36. Save percentage is looking really good right now. That's Dylan Sauer in at center. Off of the boards, Tyler Flagner. Now here comes Cole Camphouse. Camphouse with open ice to give Van de Zandt, and he dumps it down. Abrick tries to play it, misses it. Tyler Flagner picks it up. Flagner left out front. Van de Zandt able to miss it, and now number 4 goes around Griffin Leafy with speed. Leafy does a nice job of tying them up so that he can't take it in. Van de Zandt, and now a slap shot comes from Hayward, and it's blocker away into the corner. Hayward still has it behind the net. Pressure put in there. Dylan Sauer trying to pick it up, and it's going to be an interference call on the Warriors. Interference at 6:02. In the second period. And now they end up putting somebody from Hayward into the box as well, number 10. I don't know who the penalty from the Warriors was on. I want to say that it was on Cole Camphouse. That's who it looks like. It could be Dylan Sauer. See the white face mask in the net. But I see a second player is in there, so I'm wondering if he got a 10-minute misconduct to go along with it. As he did go into the box, he slammed his stick. Not sure if it actually broke. It sounded like it. Warriors are losing their cool. Not skating well, getting hammered. Sauer gives up one easy goal. And gets frustrated on the fact he makes the save, leaves it out front, and there's no defenseman there to clear, which has been our specialty all season. It is on Cole Camphouse. 2 minutes interference, and then I think we have 2 minutes offsetting unsportsmanlike. It looks like as both teams have two in the box, one in the box. 6:02. Hurricanes on the power play. That's second period. Already winning 2-0. Your Warriors are down. And one by number 17, and then Caleb checks it away. Hayward picks it up, trying to set it up in their corner with an overload. Gives it. Warriors are doing a nice job of holding, putting pressure in there so that they can't get it into the center. Skates center. Now goes back wide, turns it into the corner, and that is picked up by Schramm to try and clear. Carter Flagner to try and clear. Unable to. Goes backdoor. Sauer tries to make the save and comes back. Rebound. Nothing there. Warriors, you can tell. See, now they're normally so aggressive out there, and they're able to keep people from making clean passes. Whoa, Sauer was caught off guard with that shot right there. If that would have been on net, he was done. Whistle for a lost piece of equipment. Carson Schramm loses a glove. 1:13 left on the penalty. Offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on Sauer, and I did not pick up who Hayward was. Hayward's going to go make a change. I'm not sure what the call is here. I'm not sure what the call is. We have our two officials that are chatting. I don't understand this. There's no timeout. Why are our officials there talking? You have Hayward who's over and that's to their bench. You have Hayward who's over and that's to their bench. It looks like there's going to be a penalty that might be called. Not sure who the penalty is going to be called. Not sure who the penalty is going to be called. Not sure who the penalty is going to be called. And Malachi Buckles is now going into the box. And Malachi Buckles is now going into the box. And Malachi Buckles is now going into the box. And Malachi The goalie called, Caleb Sauer called for unsportsmanlike conduct. So what am I talking about? That they're losing their cool. 5 on 3. It's going to be served by Malachi Buckles. I'm not sure. I should have been paying closer attention. I'm not sure if Sauer had done some slashing or what the call was, but he got called for an unsportsmanlike. So now, at 5:15, Warriors are going to be 5 on 3 on their penalty kill for a minute and 13. Hurricanes will see if they can put more pressure on and give up another goal here, and your Warriors are going to not be looking so good, especially when we have Cam Beek unable to play, serving a suspension. Hayward now takes control, trying to set it up in the slot, both on one side of Sauer. In the slot, Baxter trying to sweep a stick. 1 minute, 13 seconds have gone by. 1 minute. 57 seconds left on the 5 on 3. Hayward is working around trying to move it. And it takes a shot, and it is blocked by Carson Schramm, but Hayward is right there to pick it up behind the net. And is able to set it up again. Off of the circle dot. On the right-hand side, back to the left-hand side, trying to move the defense. Takes a shot, Sauer is able to make a glove save. 34 seconds left on the 5 on 3. 34 seconds left on the 5 on 3. Warriors are doing the best they can to try and hold this thing. At just a 2-goal differential. It's pretty hard when our 2-goal on 5 on 3. Lost. Hayward now dances it in, tries to take a shot, and is able to take a shot and goes right up over the top of Sauer. Number 17 is able to take a shot. Is able to take and walk that puck all the way in. Won the face-off. Takes it, dances it in. Won the face right over the top of Sauer. Dances it in. Won the face right over the top of Sauer. Louder. Blake Loader. Loader. No goal. Goalie interference. I'm not sure what happened here. A 5 on 4. It's no goal. Goalie interference, I think, is the call on number 21. Hunter Strappen. Either way, it's 4 on 3. Face-off 1, Jared Buckles. Leafy gives it back, wraps it back around. Jared is giving hard chase, goes in hard, loses it to Hayward. Hayward is now trying to set it up with their 4 on 3. Jared is still trying to give pressure. Loses it wide. And now Hayward is taking it hard into the zone, number 16. Warriors are on 5 on 3 for 3 seconds left. Right into the crease. A shot blocked. Nice job on the D. And now it's picked up 4 on 4. Cole Camphouse. And now how come there's no call on a hold there? I'm not even sure. And now how come there's no call on a hold there? He was stopped. Camphouse now battling. We're at 4 on 4. And the Warriors, and now it looks like a penalty is called again. This time it is on. Hayward's going into the box. There's 29 seconds left of 4 on 4 before the Warriors would have gone. Slashing 343 Warriors 4 on 3. For about a minute. It'd be nice if they could put one into the net here right away and then still go. 4 on 4. So here they go, setting it up. Flagner takes it, fires it, and it's just wide. Nice glove on it by Abrick. Trying to get it set up. Here comes Caleb Baxter. Sees him cross ice again. Flagner takes a shot, and it's a pad save. Held in. Flagner, backhand. Blocked by the Hurricanes. And now Carson Schramm goes wide to Holtz, who tries to turn it back over, and it gives it over to the Hurricanes, and it's dumped back down into the zone. Sauer tries to play it back from behind the net. Gives it to Colin Holtz. Colin Holtz now takes it up the ice. Gets set up behind the net. Had Caleb Baxter out front. Gives it back again. Now it's out front. Gives it back again. Carter Flagner with a shot. Carson Schramm trying to work it. Over to Baxter. Baxter goes back over to Flagner. Flagner takes a shot, and it's a stick. And then, and another save by Ab. And then, just a hair too late. Our second Warriors are trying to keep it onto the stick. Just a hair. I'm not sure what happened here. Abrick is down. I'm not sure exactly what happened. He made a great second save. 5-on-3 for 15 seconds, and then the Warriors will still be on the power play for approximately 45 seconds. Holtz to Flagner, to Baxter. Baxter tries center and is able to kick save again by Abrick. Abrick is back up in net. Back to Baxter. 4 seconds to Schramm. Schramm dances, gives it back to Baxter. Back to Schramm. Schramm looks. Hurricanes are now 5-on-4. Centers, and it's a nice pad save again. The Warriors are trying to slam it through some pads that are not there. And it's cleared all the way down. 30 seconds left on the power play. Sauer plays it back behind the net. Caleb Baxter picks it up. Center ice breakout. Ends up taking it back behind the net to reset. And now here he comes. And he ends up bringing it through the neutral zone. He's able to dump it back in. Abrick goes down behind to play it. He tries to clear it off of the boards. And there's your Warriors are there. Carter Flagner now does some dancing and has it stick check away. Back out to the slot. Fires. And it's a nice glove save from Abrick. Abrick is on fire. Worst thing for your Warriors. 1:45 left in the period. 2 seconds left on the penalty. Plenty of opportunities for the Warriors, and nothing in the back of the net yet. Jared Buckles. Carson Schramm. Trying to get his mouth guard. We have our Buckles line out here. The Warriors have really lost it, arguing with everything. You can just hear them yelling out there at each other. And now Malachi picks it up and holds it in his own. Barron is able to try and help pick it away. He does. Dumps it back off of the shin guards of your Hurricanes into the center and misses it. Turned and fired by Barron. Buckles and cleared away. And there it is again, and a glove. Glove save, Abrick. Jared Buckles falls on top, but that was purely accidental as Abrick is out there battling and ends up tripping him. 5-on-5. 1:25 left in the period. Warriors need to get one. End of this period right here. Hurricanes have given up 14-9 in this period. Typically during the season. Malachi. Barron picks it up. Now Malachi. And Hurricanes are able to try and clear. It goes up on the boards. Held back in by the Warriors. Abrick is able to use his blocker. He lost his stick. Moves it off to the side. Malachi with a hard check, and then Jared with a hard check, and then Cole Camphouse. 1 minute left, the announcer says. The Warriors are trying hard to press one, put it in there. Malachi loses. And now here comes Hayward. Hayward is trying to put it in and dumps it down. Camphouse around, tries to pick it up. He does. He has open ice. He's going to try and skate it. He does. Gets it out to Barron. Barron gives a feed over to Gets it out to Barron. Barron gives a feed over to. Gets it out to Barron. Barron gives a feed. That was to Malachi. Malachi was taken down. That was to Malachi. Malachi was taken down. And an icing. Wow. And an icing. Talking about some physical hockey out here. Talking about no call. I don't know how that wasn't a call, but it wasn't. I don't know how that wasn't a call, but it wasn't. 25 seconds left in the second period. 23 shots by the Warriors, none past Abrick. 8 shots from Hayward, 2 in the net. They would have had a third. Warriors are trying to get it. Gets it in the high slot. Takes a shot saved by Abrick, and Abrick drops it, and the whistle blows. Saved by Abrick, and Abrick drops it, and the whistle blows. Saved by Abrick, and Abrick drops it, and the whistle blows. Official didn't see. Which is not uncommon. Baxter with a nice check. 14 seconds left. The Warriors going to try and get one in here. See if they can. There's Baxter. Has it poke check away. Carter Schramm was down. Carson Schramm was down deep as a defenseman, trying to put extra pressure in. Colin Holtz trying to pick it up. And the period ends. Wonder if the Warriors going to get a penalty on that. I'm not sure. It is. They are going to start. It is. Short-handed. Interference is called on Carter Flagner, number 6. 2-0. Hayward Hurricanes with the lead. Warriors are going into their locker room, licking their wounds, trying to find some way to get that puck in the back of the net. Abrick has done a great job of holding tight. Not letting anything go in for the Warriors. They had good pressure. Obviously, we outshot them. Quite a bit, even though we had twice were on 5-on-3. 19 saves in the period for Abrick. Haven't been able to get one past him though. And when your Warriors come back and hit the ice, they are going to be down a man. 5-on-4. The worst scenario possible. No Cam Beek. Going to be down a man to start the period, and we're already down 2-0. Warriors got to find a way to get it into the back of the net. Well, that ends our second period. Again, make sure that you double check always on Facebook. Let me know if I have the right link that's going. I'm allowed to run this for about an hour and 45 minutes. It's usually supposed to be 120 minutes, 2 hours, but I usually get shut down a little bit before that. So if I end up having to switch for the third period, please make sure that you are able to let me know either through Facebook. I don't have my phone. Somebody else left theirs at the hotel, so I end up having to rely on my computer, which is okay. So figure out how to shout at me through Facebook or whatever it happens to be if you're not getting this. So 10 minutes left in the second intermission. Your Warriors are down 2-0 to the Hayward Hurricanes. 0 to the Hayward Hurricanes. 0 to the Hayward Hurricanes.